Cheshire Fire and Rescue Service back in 2016 launched a bespoke 21-month apprenticeship scheme which was unique in this country, and it was about taking young people and giving opportunities to be operational firefighters. However, when we looked and we planned the programme, we didn't just want solely based around our operational side, we wanted to give them a blended approach, so basing our ops stuff with our non-operational community safety agenda. It's about the guys and girls on the cohorts really understanding the modern fire and rescue service and what we're doing out there in the communities to make people as safe as possible.
Of course, it's a very, very important job. We see it so many times. People are rescued by, the fire services and so on. So, is it a special type of person that you need to join?
I think it's a very unique role, isn't it? And it's ever changing. But our current apprenticeship cohort have really got a mix of people from the community, so diverse in ages and where they live as well. So.
Now, for the apprentices to apply, of course, for boys and girls, is there any special age that they need to be?
So our staff, when we opened our doors for applications, had to be 18 years old due to our insurance and the responsibility of the role really as well. So we've had people all from Scotland, all across Cheshire or wider afield as well.
So how long does it take to actually get people trained up before we actually see them on the street, let's say, fighting fires and rescuing people and generally helping out the community?
So on the scheme itself, the apprenticeship scheme, is 21 months. However, we embed a 16-week recruit course, so that's the 16 weeks of operational practical firefighter training. So what you'd expect to see if your house or your car was on fire. However, it's done modular, so they do it in sections and blending that with some of the work around the Nepal fundraising project or community safety-based activities.
So tell us about the hours now that you work. Obviously, I'm presuming that you work all sorts of hours because you're on duty 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so our fire service works 24/7. However, our apprentices follow a Monday to Friday work pattern, and we've embedded that with a little bit of shift work as well, just to prepare them for when they go onto station.
Great stuff. Now, of course, we're going to be chatting to some of your apprentices today because they're off to do some wonderful work in Nepal.
So yeah, so our apprentices travel out in March 2018 to build a school in partnership with a local charity called Classroom in the Clouds. And when we designed our bespoke programme, we wanted to be as diverse as possible, so we looked at different opportunities that we could give them that would end up ensuring we had a better apprentice at the end of that, and one of the links we had was with the charity Classroom in the Clouds, and we decided that this fundraising challenge would be one for them they could take on and excel at.
Fundraising is very important for us to get to Nepal, as we've got to raise £30,000 as a team. So we've been doing various events around Cheshire. We've done car washes, we've done a charity ladder climb where we had to climb the height of Everest. We've done a charity stepping challenge again where we also had to climb the height of Everest, and that worked out with 3,000 flights of stairs that we had to climb in full fire kit and breathing apparatus. So.
My goodness, at least you'll be fit before you go to Nepal.
Yeah, exactly, very fit.
Now, I know that the Warrington Irish Club and Chris Whitehead and Frank O'Brien and all the team over there have been very supportive to you.
Yes, they have. They've helped me raise £200 altogether so far through a raffle, and they've got a couple of events planned for me soon. So we've got on the 4th of February there's a fundraising afternoon there, and on the 2nd of March there's a charity race night there as well. So they've been very, very supportive.
Excellent. I hope loads of people support that for you. Now, Josh, you're away to Nepal as well. Now, tell me, what preparations are you making before you actually go out there?
Other than the fundraising, we've had a couple of days out walking just to prepare us fitness-wise. So we've spent some days out in Snowdonia and Wales. We've been to the Peak District, so we did our Duke of Edinburgh's as well. Just preparation to make sure that when we get out there that we can enjoy it as best as we can, and we're not exhausted the whole time we're there.
Now, Holly, what are you expecting when you get there? Because we've all seen Nepal on the television. We know that they've gone through a really difficult time. So when you actually touch down in Nepal, what are you expecting to be like?
I don't think any of us really know what to expect when we get there, but we know it's going to be a big challenge. We've got 5.5 days of trekking ahead of us when we land in Nepal. We've got to carry all of our things with us. So it's going to be a big challenge, but I think we're all ready for it and we're excited to go.
Of course, you know, Nepal is in a really bad state at the moment, and it's vitally important that people like you go out and help them and you know, and try and do the very, very best for them. But having said that, are you worried about going out, or are you looking forward to it?
I think we're all really looking forward to it. We've worked really hard to get into the position of raising £28,000, so it would be silly not to be excited.
Classrooms in the Clouds is a registered charity, and we work in the remote areas of Nepal supporting education, building classrooms, and we sponsor teachers, Nepalese teachers. We also provide training for the teachers.
Now, how did you first get involved with Cheshire Fire and Rescue Services?
We were working with Cheshire Fire and Rescue through my husband, who is a former firefighter, and he just happened to be talking with the Deputy Chief, Mark Cashin, and saying that I was in Nepal doing some work out there. And Cheshire have got a really long history of working with the developing world, supporting education. And we were really inspired by their enthusiasm and dedication to this work. And Mark and Mike decided that it would be a great partnership to work with Classrooms in the Clouds.
Now, 2015, of course, there was a massive earthquake in Nepal, killing a lot, 9,000 people, I believe, and injuring a lot more. Now, a great deal of work needs to be done out there to help them. Tell me a bit about what your aim is and how you're trying to help them.
Yes, we work very closely with remote rural communities, and of course education is key to improving and breaking down the barriers around poverty. A lot of the schools have been built a long time ago and many were damaged by the earthquake. In fact, the project that the Cheshire Apprentices are involved with, the early years classrooms were devastated by the earthquake. So that project is key to replacing those classrooms and in particular providing earthquake-resistant buildings for the students. The important part of some of the work we do is around first aid training as well, because it came to the fore that many of the remote communities were actually unable to provide very simple first aid in the event of disasters such as the earthquake. So we are working very closely and we provide sustainable projects by visiting and revisiting and monitoring them very closely.
Now, how does Classroom in the Clouds raise money to try and help people that's in Nepal and other areas like this?
Of course, a charity is only a charity through the money that they raise. We cannot do the work that we do without the fundraising. We've got a strong partnership with Cheshire. We've already had 2 groups of cadets going out, and now we have this apprentice group going to. We have a number of higher value sponsors including Rotary, Seroptimist groups. We also have 1 or 2 corporate donors and also the day-to-day donors, the long-term everyday supporters who've been absolutely wonderful and who've stuck with Classrooms in the Clouds over the 10 years that we've been involved in Nepal.
If some of our viewers tonight would like to subscribe or donate or do something to help you out, how can they do that?
If they want to log on to our website, CITCNepal.org, and click on the donate button, it couldn't be easier, and that would be wonderful. But looking at our website and looking at the work we do and spreading the word is equally valuable.
Last year, Danny Main came to me and James Keenan would we try and raise some money for the Nepal project, and that for his niece.
Okay, and of course since that you've arranged a couple of events. Now tell me about the events that you've arranged.
Well, we've got the launch of the gathering on the 4th of February and it's at the King's Head at 1 o'clock, and we've got music all afternoon, and then in the evening we're going to the Irish Club, which there'll be music on there at 6 o'clock. And they've done a lot of work over the years for us, the Irish Club as well.
Yeah, That's the Irish Club in Warrington, of course, and great supporters. And I believe that you've got a big gathering of people coming from Ireland.
Yeah, there's people coming from Ireland for a wedding from Liscannor, County Clare, and they're also going to join us up in the events as well.
Oh, it sounds like a great fundraising event, Chris.
I don't know about that, but I'd say there'll be a few sore heads Monday morning.